Inclusive education policy aims to build an inclusive educational environment where every student feels supported regardless of diverse needs and/or backgrounds, and that it isn't equal but instead equitable. This directly relates to APST Standard 1, Know Your Students and How They Learn. I observed this policy being used in every classroom on placement where each teacher would know their students best and differentiated their lesson plans to suit. I hope my own teaching practice will reflect the same thing. This policy will affect my teacher identity because I will know every student and be able to use this knowledge to encourage them to do their best and achieve the outcomes and expectations they have for themselves. I will also ensure that I modify, adapt, and bring in resources that may persuade all students to participate. Over the next 1 to 3 years, I will observe strategies of other teachers in the educative community and learn from them and participate in professional learning related to differentiation. The Advancing Partnerships, Parents and Community Frameworks aims for teachers to collaborate with parents and the community for the benefit of student welfare and learning outcomes. It establishes that parents and the community play an important role in a student's learning. This directly relates to APST Standard 7, Engage with Parents, Carers and the Community. A teacher told me while on placement that this policy and encouraging parent involvement in my classroom will ultimately build trust in my own classroom community. If a parent trusts me with their child, then this will let the student know that they can also have that same trust. It will affect my own teaching practice because now I have physically seen this policy in place and I know the benefits of having outer participation within my classroom. This policy affects my teacher identity by ensuring I establish relationships with the wider community to ensure my students have real-world learning and be able to become active and informed citizens. I will gather information from parents and use that knowledge to my advantage to build a rapport with my students. Over the next 1 to 3 years, I will observe other teachers and gain knowledge of how they maintain involvement from their classroom community. I will also ensure that I have knowledge of different cultures that are in and around the school community and ask that they come in and share their knowledge with my class as well. The Valuing Performance policy aims to allow teachers to grow and develop as a professional, be autonomous in their own professional development, and feel valued by the educative community. This directly relates to APST Standard 6, Engage in Professional Learning. I observed on placement a whole staff professional learning on differentiation. This PL was voluntary, so teachers were able to decide for themselves if this would benefit their classroom, which reflects the policy. Every staff member, including paraprofessionals, were in attendance. I thought it was great how the school noticed teachers wanted to learn more about adapting their classrooms and found a way to implement this. I hope that my own teaching practice will involve participation in PL that is important in a school community. This affects my teacher identity because I want to be a lifelong learner and encourage my students to do the same. Because I know my students and how they learn, it is me who should know exactly what professional learning I should undertake which will benefit my classroom and my community the most. I know that I shouldn't do anything and everything, and this policy allows me to be autonomous in my own growth and learning. Over the next 1 to 3 years, I will ask other teachers what PL they benefit most from, gather information from my own classroom and community, and be reflective of my own teaching and know where I may need improvement.